Hello YouTubers, this is GoldStandards0924 coming at you with the Power Rangers Super Megaforce season premiere review. Yes, you've read up the title of the screen, no joke. They actually posted the full episode on the Nickelodeon official website, so you could feel free to watch the season premiere earlier. So technically, you have to wait until this Saturday to watch the full episode on television. But if you're pretty impatient and you want to watch the season premiere episode right away, feel free to watch it on the Nickelodeon official website. Just Google it or find a link. Um, it's and the reason I'm saying this because this is going to contain a little bit of spoilers. So if you haven't watched the episode yet, I highly advise you turn off this video or just click away on it. Um, just watch the episode and till then, uh, just come back to this video. Just leave a comment. What are your thoughts on it? So I didn't point that out in my original version of the video, so this is kind of like a little re-editing. But you get where I'm coming from. So just click away if you don't want to be spoiled, but if you have already watched the episode already, just stick around and leave a comment. So Super Megaforce, very solid season premiere. It's not perfect; it does have its flaws, but overall, I'll admit I actually had a pretty enjoyable time watching it. Um, Now, I mentioned like a couple months ago how I was really expressing my concerns about Megaforce and whether they would improve on it with Super Megaforce, and you know, and maybe the writers may have some sort of direction that'll really get the fans to really care about some of these characters and the overall storylines. Because Megaforce from like the last 20 episodes, they just there were mostly episodes that don't really have some sort of follow up to them, and when they do, they focus a little more on side characters or Robo Knight, or yeah, just basically maybe like one character or a side character that not a lot of viewers are gonna care in the long run. But I mean, granted, this is only the first episode of the second half of Megaforce. I don't count Super Megaforce as a separate series, at least in my view. But I think Saban kind of views it as a different season. Um, but like I said, the season premiere of Super Megaforce was pretty solid at best. Not too spectacular, but not too terrible either. It's very action pack heavy, which is something to be expected. So I didn't really have that much high expectations on that. I do, like to see, the Power Rangers actually helmetless, because we didn't really get to see the five teenagers, taking off their helmets since up until this point, actually. And I'm not counting like outside like conventions and public media and stuff. So they're actually, yeah, they pretty much take off their helmets, while they're trying to go inside their command center. So eventually, this just to kind of reunite after the Armada attacks. Um, yeah, so eventually, all the five Rangers reunite, and Gosei gives them these new enhancement powers where they're able to change from, different Rangers from different eras. So you'll see some notable instances like, the Megaforce Rangers were able to transform with the SPD Rangers, the Ninja Storm Rangers for a little bit. So yeah, they pretty much have these new Ranger keys, which allows them to change to different forms of Power Rangers throughout the past 20 years or so. So that was something that a lot of people expected there, since this season's footage takes from the Gokaiger, which was like a pirate themed season from Super Sentai. Um, so yeah, that was something that was pretty cool. Paying homage to your past seasons. So that was pretty sweet. Um, let's see. I mean, I'm losing my train of thought here. I apologize. So yeah, I just pretty much watched this episode. We got to see, yeah. So it's a lot of action back and forth. There isn't like too many like unmorphed conversations or anything like that. So I kind of wish they did a little more with that. Maybe like a two-parter, if it's not asking much, because it's very action-pack heavy, like I said. So yeah, I think the only downside to the fact is that making the Power Ranger Megaforce Rangers look very overpowered at this point because they still have their Megaforce Ranger forms. I mean, like how in the past Power Ranger seasons, like how you have like five Rangers, they lose their powers, and then they get new powers at the end of the season or at the beginning of the season. They don't do it here. Um, yeah, like TJ and his crew from Power Rangers Turbo lost their powers and then got new ones when they went to space. But unlike those seasons, Megaforce, they still kept their powers, so they weren't depleted. So they still have the Megaforce morphers, and they're able to, like I discussed with the Ranger keys, the ability to transform into different Rangers. Yeah, so they also transformed the Gokaiger forms, with the Gokaiger costumes. Um, so yeah, I honestly don't really like the fact that they kind of overused their powers, with Ultra Mega Mode and now Super Mega Mode. Like, what's next? Mighty Mega Mode. um, so yeah, I honestly do kind of agree with a lot of viewers that they probably should have just sacrificed their Mega Ranger forms in favor of the Gokaiger suits. Um, so yeah, I think that's one thing I probably would have done differently. But obviously, budget reasons. I mean, I am not like working behind the scenes or anything. I'm just saying, just as a fan. Um, I do like maybe that line where Jake mentioned that his new Ranger key has a different color because Jake was the Black Ranger, but when they receive the Ranger keys, he all of a sudden gets the Ranger form of the Green Ranger. So yeah, so there was no Black Ranger in Gokaiger, so he got the Green Ranger form. Yeah, so I like how he reacted to that. I think that was one of the things that guys like Adam and Carlos never really acknowledged the color change. So like in Zeo, when Zeo came around, Adam was the Black Ranger, and then when he lost that power, he became the Green Ranger. And the same sort of thing happened with Carlos, except it's like the other way around, where Carlos went from Green Ranger to Black, from Turbo to Space, respectively. So yeah, they never really acknowledged the color change, or at least made any reaction to that. But Jake actually was the first, I believe, that even brought that up. So I thought it was a nice twist there. Um, so I mean, it's a small line, but it's something that the past Power Rangers seasons never really brought up. Um, what else? Yeah, all I could think of is just all the fight scenes that they have, because that's basically what the episode was really dominated by. Um, and I discussed also in the last video when I did that Megaforce review that they should have trimmed down some of the unnecessary dialogues whenever they're fighting. So it kind of kills away the moment, and you get to the Super Megaforce episode, and it's really no different from that. I really wish that they could have cut that out, or at least like keep it to a minimum, so you don't hear like people like the Power Rangers just blabbering whenever they're performing like a transformation. Especially the moment where they were transforming into like the Red Rangers. Yeah, that kind of got pretty annoying. Um, yeah, so yeah, the episode was dominated with a lot of action fight scenes. And then the ending came when the teenagers, the Power Rangers, that are the civilian teenagers, they get back to their high school and just sit in the classroom, all except Troy, who is all of a sudden standing near the coast of the ocean, just wondering where Robo Knight was. Um, and back in high school, the four other Rangers like Jake, Gia, Emma, and Jake. and Noah. I think I said Jake twice. I apologize. Yeah, so eventually, though, they're in class, and they just and the professor or the teacher of the Power Rangers season was reiterating about the human species and how they're going to be the ones that are going to survive. Um, yeah, so he brought that up from the pilot episode of the first half of Megaforce. So that was kind of a way to end the episode. So, just basically my laying out my thoughts on Power Rangers Super Megaforce. Thank you all guys for watching, and till next time, this is Gold Standard 00924 signing out.